The dream is real, the future is now, and there is no better time to play around with some next level nerdery than when you're stuck at home on a month-plus long quarantine. I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to use Lightroom or any other app as a virtual computer display in a VR workspace. This is next level nerdery. But that's probably something we could all use right about now. So being that most of us have been stuck at home for 2 weeks with no end in sight, I wanted to make a short but full tutorial about how to edit or cull in VR. This is something I've been doing for years. If you want to see evidence of that, here's some footage of me in an airport. Remember when those were a thing? Yeah. Using this exact VR rig to cull in Lightroom. Now this is, of course, borderline extreme nerdiness, but it's actually really fun. And if you already own a VR kit, it's something you can do for very low cost. All you need is a VR headset. This is the Oculus Go. You could also use the Oculus Quest or the Oculus Rift, but the Go is the most portable, easiest to use. Now, in addition to that, you're also gonna need a third-party Wi-Fi card. This is a USB-C Wi-Fi network adapter. And if you're curious about the exact parts and the links to them, I have that linked in my Patreon article with this video. You can click the link up above and that'll take you straight to my Patreon article that outlines in detail the part that you need and the links and where to buy them, both the hardware parts and the software parts. But you need a third-party wireless card and you need a laptop. So this is my regular 13-inch MacBook Pro. Obviously, the more powerful the laptop, the better, but it doesn't take much. Once you've got your third-party card and you've got your laptop and you've got your Oculus headset, all you need to do is install a piece of software called Immersed VR. There are other apps that work with Windows. One is called Big Screen that is fantastic, but Immersed VR is the only one that I found that actually works in macOS. And they've existed for a while. You do have a free trial with them, or you need to pay $10 a month to use the service. And what's really cool about Immersed VR is that they actually let you create virtual chat rooms. So if you have another friend maybe stuck at home doing the same thing you are, with a VR headset, you can actually be in a virtual space together. It's pretty simple to set up. All you do is install it, and then it puts a little app, log in with your Immersed VR username, and then you install and open the Immersed VR app in your Oculus headset. So once you've got Immersed installed, you pop on your Wi-Fi card. Now this whole setup will work over just one wireless network if you want, but the problem is latency, the delay between when you make an action and when the VR responds to it. That's why you need a secondary Wi-Fi adapter for your computer. One for your computer to share its own network directly with the headset, so that they're connected one-to-one, and then the other Wi-Fi card to connect to the greater internet so that everything functions as it should. And by the way, once you set all this up, it's as easy as just plugging in the wireless card and opening the app. There's hardly any setup once you do the legwork of like the initial install of everything. Okay, so I'm opening the Immersed VR app that I installed through the Immersed subscription that I purchased. And then, of course, with any headset controller, you do have like the wireless joystick to use, but once you are in your VR space, you don't actually really need to use the joystick for anything. It will function as a mouse pointer, but that's kind of ridiculous. It just doesn't work very seamlessly at all. If you have your computer sitting in front of you, you can use your mouse trackpad just like you normally would. After that, it's literally as simple as opening Lightroom or whatever app you want, and just using it as you would expect. Now, I wouldn't trust the color accuracy in your VR headset, so maybe just use this for culling or something, but they do give you tools with the app, the Immersed VR app, to calibrate your monitor if you want to try and manually calibrate the gamma, the brightness, the overall quality, and everything like that. It does give you a nice little connection strength thing, and again, if you're using a second Wi-Fi adapter card for your laptop, your connection strength should be completely maxed out and full with no like discernible latency. What's really amazing is that you can actually go up here to the Immersed app and create additional virtual displays. So I'm just going to create one additional virtual display, and now it's like I've connected an external monitor virtually to my laptop, and I can move either of these displays anywhere I want in the environment. Up, down, around. I can enlarge them, I can curve them, I can move them closer or further away from me. and they literally work as an external hard drive. So I can click and drag files or folders or extra apps or email or whatever over to the additional display, just like having a second monitor in the real world. Simple as that. So for now, for the sake of clarity, I'm going to get rid of that virtual display, but depending on how powerful your computer is, you can literally have up to 3 displays on this computer driving at one time, which is kind of crazy. But for now, I just want to demo this with one display, probably what you'll use the majority of the time. You can make it small, you can make it huge, you can bring it really, really close to you. You can place it anywhere in the VR environment. And by the way, you can choose from a variety of different VR environments. Right now, I'm just in an open field, which is kind of relaxing. You can go to 3D rendered spaces like the front lawn of this really fancy house. Give that a second to load. So that's pretty cool, a little bit relaxing, and you get sound effects with any of these VR worlds. Here, what is this? Just like a relaxing night scene. Pretty cool. And then, of course, you can just go to straight static backgrounds, which aren't animated and don't have sound, but are really relaxing to look at. And after that, you were literally just floating with your screen in VR space. And there is a way, though I can't quite remember, there is a way to curve the display, which is kind of neat. You can kind of have this nice visual, gentle curve. Whatever you choose, however you decide to present your display, Lightroom and everything else that you use works exactly as you would expect. So as I look around, everything just kind of holds in place with the monitor. And again, if you've utilized Better Touch Tool, you can actually edit entirely using shortcuts without having to look at anything on your screen and really without having to use your mouse much at all. So I highly recommend Better Touch Tool, and I have a separate Patreon link walking you through all that in great detail. But if you're just looking for a fun way to sort of escape your quarantined environment, yeah, I highly recommend this. It's super fun. I used it before the current situation that we're all in. I used it when I would travel so that on an airplane at night or something, yes, again, I understand the geekiness factor of all that, but yeah, on an airplane, I could be in a virtual environment that didn't feel so claustrophobic and was just really kind of fun to change things up. The big key is leveraging a secondary Wi-Fi adapter like this one, which again, I'll link to in the article on my Patreon through the IGTV description up here. Leveraging a secondary Wi-Fi card really cuts down on the latency, so it feels like real time, and what you're seeing on your display just correlates really well with your mouse strokes and all of that. So it's super fun. If you already have one of these, I highly recommend you try the Immersed VR app for 30 days, and yeah, buy it if you want. And then what's really cool, if you have a friend that is using this exact same setup, you can join chat rooms and you can look at their screen while they look at your screen, and you can actually collaborate in a VR space, from one person's home to the other. It's super cool. And if any of you end up doing this, drop me your Immersed handle in the comments on this IGTV video, and I would love to just hang out and have like a virtual edit session or something like that. I think that'd be really fun. Additionally, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I hope everybody's staying safe and doing well. And as always, thanks for your attention. Bye.